Hello, all you rebel scum, and welcome back to the Padawan Podcast, the Star Wars podcast where we talk everything in the Star Wars movie universe and comic books and books. I am joined today by the co-founders of Movie Talk Express, Gio and Jacob. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good.
Greetings.
All right, well, we're going to jump into some rumor breaking news that happened a little bit earlier today. Just real quick, The Wrap is reporting that for the rumored Boba Fett spin-off movie that was supposed to be directed by Josh Trank is now potentially looking at Michael B. Jordan for the lead role of Boba Fett. It comes to a bit of a surprise that they are actually looking for someone as Boba Fett as of now, because we've actually been thinking that it's possibly been canceled as a movie so far because of the whole Josh Trank situation. So just real quick, I wanted to get you guys' thoughts. We'll talk about it a little bit. And Jacob, we'll start with you.
All right. Well, first off, I love Michael B. Jordan as an actor. He's awesome. And just him as Boba Fett, yes, please. That's freaking incredible. He's a great actor. The only thing that, there's two things that I'm kind of iffy on. One is Boba Fett's a character who most of the time is going to have this mask on. And Michael B. Jordan is a guy, you want to see his face when he's acting. He has a charisma. Like, you don't want to just hear his voice the whole time. So how are they going to handle that? I'm guessing if they're going to cast him, that we're going to see a lot of Boba Fett without the mask. Also, I am not against changing the race of characters in any property or any type of brand, but this is still in the same continuity as the prequels. So it's obvious that the clones, who Boba Fett is a clone as far as we know from Episode 2, and they're not African American. But so I don't know. They can just glance over that and go right past it. But other than those two things, I'm thrilled. That would be awesome if the rumor's true.
Gio?
Well, I like this casting news if it turns out to be true. Michael B. Jordan, he's a great actor, I think he's a great actor. Was almost considered an Oscar nominated for his work in Fruitvale Station.
Probably should have been.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not too worried about the Boba Fett race change. The only people who I feel like would be complaining would be the actual, the one percenters, the real diehard Star Wars
super
fans.
hard Boba Fett nerds.
But then if that happens, then they'd be technically defending the prequels. So y'all better watch it. Yeah. But it would be a great casting. I don't understand, because I looked at the Twitter for the news that broke this, and people were like, no, really? Wrong guy. It's like, if anything, Michael B. Jordan is overqualified for this guy. Remember, Boba Fett, as badass as a lot of you may think he is, he got eaten by a plant in Episode 6. He was accidentally shoved into the pit. That's how he went out. So that's how
he just rolled down. Yeah. You think a badass would be able to figure a way to get out of that?
Badass went out like.
Blame that on George Lucas.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's when he was starting to lose it a little bit.
He's starting to lose it just a little bit.
Because Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
What, dude? That's for another day.
Yeah.
Anyways, Michael B. Jordan, he can bring a lot to the character. I'm down for it. I have no objections against this.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. It also kind of confirms that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, they're not just going after star power, they're going after real talent.
Definitely.
For all we know as of right now, Michael B. Jordan could be possibly getting an Oscar nomination for Creed. There's a possibility there. The kid is obviously has all kinds of talent. I love that if it's true that they're going after someone like this, I don't care for the whole, that's not what he looks like in Episode 2. It doesn't bug me that much. And as far as him being covered most of the time, just think of Dredd.
No, that's true.
Carl Urban, all he saw was his mouth the entire time, and he crushed it. And almost like a Bane situation, too, with Tom Hardy, where he just used his eyes.
But don't you think... So a lot of time they're going to be using a stuntman, probably, unless it's all green screen or whatever. So is it just going to be his voice that we're seeing? Like a Boba Fett figure with his voice?
Like you said, if they cast someone like this, I'm sure at some point we'll see his face. But I was telling you earlier that what makes the character so great is the mystery behind him. Like
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
like he's just so covered up, and you don't really know who he is and whatnot. I would really love the boldness of casting Michael B. Jordan and not showing his face.
That would be
I think
very
that would be
interesting.
really cool to do that, and really bold of them to do that. I don't know if it would happen.
I could totally like.
Because I mean, that
I
would,
could see his voice.
Because then it would
under
totally,
the helmet.
it would
like,
totally work with like, and really show how powerful of an actor he is, and like how much they believe in this kind of property to not show
they're gonna
someone's
do
face.
that. I want him in the suit most of the time, like actual him, just to make it. Even though we're not gonna see him,
and
you
now
know?
that like Star Wars has said that they're going much more to practical effects, I'm sure that they will. Just almost like Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool suit.
Exactly.
I think that'd be a waste if you keep him in the helmet
Really?
the entire time. I mean, look at how people reacted to Lupita Nyong'o and how much CGI she had on her face. People were like, "What? You casting this, really talented actress and you're putting her in CGI and this and that?" Honestly, if they cast Michael B. Jordan, I think they're gonna dive into Boba Fett as a
runaway almost,
or a what is he?
Yeah,
a human?
just to. No, he's a human
clone. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
he's a human clone. I think they're gonna dive into
him as a person,
him away from doing that kind
learning
of
and
stuff.
growing up. And
how
whatnot.
he deals with Mace Windu cutting off his dad's head.
Pretty much, he has a picture of Mace Windu on his wall.
He's just staring at it every day. That would be ironic, though, in a way.
Yeah.
Because they'd both be African American.
So yeah.
Okay, well, I'll ask two questions then. Would you rather have the choice of them leaving the helmet on or off? And if they left the helmet on, would you rather them cast someone who's not known?
Well, I would say if you cast Michael B. Jordan, 50-50 as far as helmet on and helmet
It's
off.
weird. It almost
He's not
doesn't
gonna
matter.
He's not going to go to bed with the helmet on, right?
But will they show those scenes?
Yeah,
hope
they're not going to
so.
show him like sleeping or like.
Because otherwise, he's just a one-note character, right?
Maybe he's a
He goes
womanizer?
around, Hey,
hitting on girls
Why
at the
else?
bar
You never
in
know,
his
right?
suit.
Yeah, you never know.
why else would they want Michael B. Jordan then?
But if they were to leave the helmet on, would you want someone you just don't know?
Well, that's the thing. It would be kind of pointless because
Because you kind of need someone to headline the movie, right?
I think either way we're gonna see some of Boba Fett's face, even if it's like 40% without the helmet, 60% with the helmet. I think it'll be something like that, you know.
And also, as far as the Boba Fett movie without the Michael B. Jordan part, what kind of age would you want to see him as?
early 20s.
Oh man, I mean, we have no idea.
Almost like a
where-
Han Solo type? That kind of age range?
Yeah. Definitely not Tom Holland.
Yeah. 15-year-old.
I don't-
Oh
I don't
no
want
way!
kid.
Well,
Well,
if
like
they cast Michael B. Jordan, it wouldn't be.
Well, like we were talking about, though, because at the end of episode 3, he's probably in the 17, 18 range. By the time that
okay.
movie
We don't even
ends.
see him in that movie though, right?
Yeah, so, and then you think about the 20 years between episode 3 and 4. So
I would
they-
like to see him rise through the ranks.
I wouldn't mind seeing him as a 30-year-old, which
So you'd
Michael
wanna-
B. Jordan is almost 30
so
anyway.
between episode 3 and 4 for sure. Any of that time period.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not between like episode 4 and 5.
I
or
wouldn't
5 and
mind,
6.
but then if you're gonna, let's say you're gonna involve other characters, you know, you're already casting a younger Han Solo. If Han Solo's gonna be in that movie in some capacity, probably gonna want to do it in between episodes 3 and 4 because that's when we're getting our Han Solo movie.
Yeah,
So
sure. Cool. All right, well, moving on to our first official topic. So it's being reported by multiple sites that the first full-length trailer for the Force Awakens will be coming a little bit sooner than expected. It's being reported that October 19th will be the day that we'll be seeing the first official trailer, first full-length trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is also the day that ticket sales go on sale. Initial thoughts, what do you think of the idea? Do you even want to see another trailer? Gia, let's start with you.
It makes sense to have the trailer at the same day that tickets go on sale because after that, there's no other Star Wars holiday or history event or on this day, whatever, etc. So it makes sense. Yes, I think we do need another trailer because you need to make general audiences, you need to remind them. And so far, all we have is 2 teaser trailers,
And that little 15-second one.
Yeah. What I mean, Star Wars by itself is a sell, but people want to know more. What does this trilogy have to, or this new
movie have to offer?
So give us a new trailer. It'll be the first full-length trailer. How much can you expose? And Lucasfilm, they've done a great job, keeping everything such secret. I mean, outside of, their toys and their descriptions kind of give away a little more than some people would like, but trailer-wise, no complaints. I don't think anybody has anything to complain about what we've gotten so far from teasers, so it makes sense.
Jacob?
I think a new last trailer is necessary, a full-length last trailer, because they haven't given away any of the story. And even though us people in the film circle, we're constantly updated on the movie news, so we kind of have an idea of what's going on, but even we don't know what the story is.
We really have nothing to know.
We don't know. There's no plot. We don't know.
Which is fantastic.
I love it, because usually, we know everything pretty much that's going to go down in Captain America Civil War. Like
X-Men too. X-Men just released its official synopsis 8 months before the movie.
Exactly. So I love how Star Wars and J.J. Abrams are handling this. It's something rare that we're going to go in not knowing much. And I feel like the last trailer is going to even teach us something new about this movie that we did not know. And it's going to give you that last hook. We're already going to be there opening night, but it's going to give those, average Star Wars fans that little push to make them say, I have to be there the weekend this movie comes out. So I hope that's the last trailer.
Oh, I think it will be.
I know there's going to be TV spots, but I don't ever watch TV spots anyway. So
yeah, I'm with you guys. I do think it's necessary, although I don't want it to reveal too much. I also have a question. Do you think that it needs to show the original trilogy characters, like Luke? Do you think it has to? It's a must?
Does it have to? No. Should it? Yes. Because, you have to.
No. Does it have to? No, but it has to. No, I think you have to. Because, really? Like I was just saying, we've known that they're going to be in the movie for over a year. But when I talk to average film fans, my family, my other friends that aren't in the film circle, I tell them that, and they're like, are you serious? They're really going to be in it? I'm like, yeah, Luke, Leia, and Han are going to be in it. And
even with Han showing up in the last one?
They kind of get it from that, but they don't know that Leia or Luke are going to be in it, They have no idea. So, and they're not as up on Star Wars as we are. Even when Luke's talking in that second teaser trailer, they don't know 100% that that's him, So I think you at least show them. You don't have to show them talking or anything, just have Leia turn around and show her face,
or Luke turning on a saber.
That could be the best. Revealing the original 3 could be the best thing they could do as far as trailers
as marketing. Come on,
it's the best thing.
It's Star Wars. People are gonna go no matter what. But imagine those people that they're like, yeah, I like the Star Wars movies, but I can wait till it comes out or whatever. But then they see Luke. Yeah. They're gonna be like, holy crap, I want to be there tonight. Yeah. So I think it's necessary.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you guys. All right. Well, moving on to topic number 2. A bit of news from Kathleen Kennedy, president of Lucasfilm, as far as the saga films and anthology films go. Basically, she was being interviewed, and she revealed that the saga films will be focusing on the Skywalker family, and that the stories will follow a linear narrative that connects to the previous 6 films, such as The Force Awakens following the Return of the Jedi. And she also revealed that the anthology films will offer opportunities to explore fresh characters and new storylines in a variety of genres, kind of like Rogue One is doing almost a war type film, and Han Solo will, what we think of as almost like an action comedy somewhat. So I just wanted to get you guys' first impressions. Do you like what you're hearing? Is it so-so? Do you think that they should follow this kind of line? So Jacob, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I pretty much, this is nothing new really. I've been mentioning earlier, maybe average Star Wars fans don't know this, but we've known this is the way it's going to go for a while. It's the continuation of the Skywalker saga. Someone's related to Luke and Han and Leia.
So this confirms, because we don't know necessarily.
That's true. We didn't know
So you think this confirms that someone definitely is now?
Whether it's Rey, Kylo Ren, or General Hux, or even Poe Dameron, or even Finn, somebody's related to the Skywalker family. This confirms it 100% for sure. And as far as the Star Wars story films being side characters and exploring stuff that we haven't really explored before in the past, I love it because we're all curious, like, where did Han Solo come from? Even though origin stories are hit or miss, we want to know more about these other characters that aren't in the Skywalker family. So I love this. I love that she's confirming it because she's the boss at Lucasfilm. So
yeah, I'm with you. It's kind of something we've known for a while, but now it kind of confirms what we're going to see in The Force Awakens. Also, I like to point out that she said anthology films and not Star Wars stories.
Oh, did she?
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of puts that to rest a little bit. But as far as it following the Skywalker saga, it just fits. It's what it's always been, whether it's this generation or that generation. But I definitely like what you said about the anthology films. Although so far from what we've heard, none of the anthology films, except for Rogue One, are going to be fresh characters. It seems like they're doing it right. New storylines, a variety of genres. Almost kind of what Marvel's starting to do with theirs, like, the political thrillers and the heist comedies and stuff like that. So it definitely works. Gio, what about you? What do you think about the comments?
Yeah, first off, even Kathleen Kennedy isn't even like a Star Wars story. She's referring to them as anthology.
I think they're going to refer to them as anthology films, but when the actual titles come out, it's going to say Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
We really need to put a bet on this.
And, dude, they announced it. They unveiled it. Where was it at? Star Wars Celebration, or where was it?
No, that was at D23.
Was it at D23? Yeah. They literally brought out a logo that said Star Wars.
But they also did the same thing for Star Wars anthology.
Yeah, but this is the latest time they've done it.
There's no official confirmation. It's just a logo.
We can put a bet on it.
It's no different than Kathleen Kennedy referring to her ex-husband as her husband.
True.
That's a good metaphor. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the teasers even showed an image of Darth Vader's helmet. Clearly there's going to be some connection here with the Skywalker family. Ever since they announced the original trio coming back, they're going to be involved. Their children are going to be involved. The question has always been, who? So, no surprise here. I think it's a good idea. Keep that thread going for as long as it can go, honestly. And it can go for a long time, Fresh characters, I'm waiting to see who they will finally explore first. So far, we know we're getting a Boba Fett movie, a Han Solo movie. I'm betting we're going to get an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. So maybe
that's the movie a trilogy. I'm crossing my fingers.
Maybe after 3 anthology films, we'll finally get our first fresh character.
I would lose my mind. Obi-Wan
with Ewan McGregor back. Yeah, yes, with him back.
He needs to come back.
That would be my.
I think he will because he's publicly.
That would be my number one most anticipated movie for that year. I don't care what else is coming out.
Nerdgasm.
I don't care what else is coming out. Man.
And as far as variety of genres go, we see it working right now with Marvel and their political thrillers, their space opera comedies, heist films, all that kind of stuff. Apply the same formula to Star Wars because the universe is just as big as Marvel, and it can work. So yeah, buy it.
So just real quick, I wanted to say something because I didn't actually tell you guys this. I wanted to keep it for this because I wanted to get your initial reactions. So this kind of continues what we were talking about, but so Star Wars 7 News, where we kind of pick up all the Star Wars information. They do a great job of bringing everything together into one place. They have their own podcast. And part of that podcast, one of their code name is Yoda 2. He's called a Cantina member.
Oh, okay.
He's actually the person who knew the name of Jakku before the official announcement on the website. And apparently, the same source is telling him that without any further explanations, that Rey is Luke's daughter.
Wow.
And it's obviously a possibility.
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor. It's a rumor, but it is from the same source that told him that Jakku is Jakku.
I always thought that was a possibility, honestly.
So, first thoughts, and what do you think? Could you see it happening? Do you not want to see it happening?
please. I hope that's true, honestly, because it'll make it way more better because it's his direct offspring. You know, it's Vader, Luke, Rey. Like that's the.
Yeah.
But is Kylo Ren her older brother, or maybe it's her cousin, or maybe
I think Ren would be a solo. I think he'd be a solo.
Oh,
I think Kylo Ren would be solo.
Maybe
and
it's
Leia's.
it's her
It
kid,
would be cousin,
and like
cousin,
maybe he's obviously older than Rey, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Luke was mentoring him when he was way younger, and something happened to where Kylo Ren, you know, felt betrayed or something, or you know, he felt like he's obsessed with Darth Vader, and he finds out Luke killed him, you know, technically. So, or Luke had something to do with his death, you know. So, I don't know, man. I would actually be happy if that's true. I'm very happy.
C3GO?
It makes sense, honestly. Yeah. I think it does make sense. Considering the rumor that she, at one point, takes on
the room full of stormtroopers and Knights of Ren.
You've had to be trained by Luke Skywalker. Who else is going to train you, you know? So I think that makes sense. And I kind of like Grand Moff Bartley's little speculation as far as, you know,
Ren goes and everything like that.
Kylo Ren being trained first. Maybe Rey stepped into the picture.
She became the prodigy.
She became like the favorite, you know?
Similar to
maybe he started telling her.
More powerful.
Yeah, maybe Luke was like telling her she's going to be the more powerful one out of them two, you know?
Yeah.
And he got jealous.
Like he has anger issues and stuff
exactly.
like that. Just on a side note, I mean, as a picture goes, this is kind of a picture that was included with the article. Just something to kind of go off with it.
We'll post it on the site.
It has Anakin, Luke and then Rey next to each other, almost exactly same stance, look, everything.
Wow.
So
except Darth Vader Anakin looks more pissed than all of them.
I know.
Well, that's when he's about to go kill the people who killed his mom. So it kind of makes sense.
No, dude, I actually really want this to happen now that we're talking about it. I really hope it is.
Well, it fits. I mean, like we talked about in the last show.
Yeah.
She takes on the room of stormtroopers and Knights of Ren. She obviously has to have some kind of lineage.
She still could have been his niece in that case too, but I would just make it so much more personal if it's his direct daughter. But I do hope there's a solo kid out there somewhere.
I think there will be. Because
whether it's Kylo Ren or I don't think it's going to be Poe Dameron, but
I think Kylo Ren will end up being Han Solo's son.
Okay, that would make sense, and he's still a Skywalker.
And what if we'll get to the story later, but what if the new casting for Episode 8 ends up being the daughter of Han Solo?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe that's a possibility.
I think this rumor confirms Hayden Christensen's involvement in Episode 8. As a Force Ghost.
It's I mean, it makes sense. Everything's starting to line up now. They're getting closer. We're getting all this kind of information now. So,
do you guys think if that rumor's true about Hayden Christensen being in Episode 8, do you think he's going to be like before he became Darth Vader, like flashbacks, or is it going to be him as Darth Vader?
I think it'll be a flashback to at some point during the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Or like he said, a Force Ghost.
Oh.
I think he might be the first Force Ghost we see with him and Luke.
You know, a lot of people probably hate that.
Well, yeah, because it kind of doesn't really make sense. But
I'm for them. I like that they're kind of not afraid to connect from the prequels. Yeah. Like, it wasn't the actors' faults. You know, they were being directed horribly by George Lucas, as we all know. So imagine if you have a director like Rian Johnson directing Hayden Christensen, who's not a bad actor.
George Lucas just didn't give him.
I don't think
he
was a horrible actor,
or a terrible direction. I'll say.
I thought he was good in Jumper. You know?
And imagine
he's had good roles.
Imagine a quality director directing Ewan McGregor in an Obi-Wan movie, and the action scenes you could do with him and Darth Maul. Like, man, I love that they're hopefully not too afraid to touch on the prequels.
I don't think they will. I think I think Episode 7 isn't going to because J.J. Abrams has clearly said we're going to stay away. But Rian Johnson's taken in for Episode 8, so expect to see some kind of connection because they're still there.
Oh, definitely.
They're just the ugly child of the bunch.
Just don't bring up Jar Jar Binks. That's all.
No, he died. Just show a death scene. How about that,
dude? Little side note. So I've been actually running through Clone Wars Season 1. I like it a lot, but Jar Jar Binks, get out of here, man! Yeah. Why? Like they're like flying in a ship and he presses a button and like the door opens and the ship's about to get destroyed because Jar Jar Binks is clumsy. Like, horrible. Anyways, we'll talk about that.
On another side note, a while ago, J.J. Abrams had jokingly said in an interview that he thought about putting Jar Jar Binks' bones in the sand in a scene in the movie.
That would be hilarious.
Oh man!
Like
don't even mention
just
it.
Poking out in the sand.
Don't even mention
Exactly,
it. Just
in the
a
background.
little. That would be freaking incredible.
Yeah,
All right,
everybody
man.
be cheering an audience.
Yeah, like because everybody would notice it and they know who it is.
And other people would be like, "What are you clapping for? It's just bones. It's not just bones.
It's Jar Jar Binks'
Jar Jar
bones.
Binks."
Man.
All right, well, moving on. So this topic can kind of be a little bit spoilerly. So if you don't like spoilers, I would fast forward a little bit. We're going to be talking a little bit about Finn and some rumors that popped up about him. So coming from Star Wars News or Star Wars 7 News again, there's a couple rumors coming out that said that Finn's name is actually derived from his stormtrooper name. And it is FN 2447 or something like that. I think that's what it said. And that they're given code names and he doesn't remember who he is. He doesn't really have a memory of his past because he was taken by the Empire/First Order when he was young. So real quick, before we move on to the other stuff, do you like the idea? Does it intrigue you a little bit about this possibly being a storyline in the movie, him finding out who he is and where he comes from? So Gio, let's go ahead and start with you.
I'm a little concerned by this because I'm worried that he might be an obvious
Calrissian
or Windu. And then I'll be like, okay, so you had to make him a descendant of someone.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious who it's going to be. It was either three people, Windu, Calrissian, or that security guard from the prequels.
From episode 1.
Yeah,
The guy from Phantom Menace.
Yeah, him. So I'm a little worried, but obviously it kind of makes sense. The Finn, the F-N or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. We'll see where they go with it. Don't get too crazy on us, okay? Or obvious.
Jacob?
So yeah, I remember you sent me the article link, and it says the name is FN2187, and then there was another part to this article, wasn't there? Or
There's
were you waiting on
we'll
that?
get to that. Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Okay, so we're just talking about the
Just the
FN.
name for now.
Okay. It makes sense, like, because if the stormtroopers, they're just a number to the New Order,
The First Order.
the First Order. They're just a number. They're not a person. They're not a human being to them. They're soldiers, foot soldiers. So it would make sense. And if he doesn't know who he is, if his name is FN for short, people call him Finn. Hey Finn. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Would you like seeing this storyline pop up about him finding out who he is, possibly?
What if he's...
I hope he's just a new character. I don't want him to be related to anybody unless it's another new character that we're gonna meet later or something like that. Like
Yeah.
So I don't want him to be Windu's descendant or Calrissian's descendant. Like, it would just, not everybody's kids, like everyone's kids don't become friends with their same kid, like their friends' kids.
It just makes the Star Wars universe smaller if they do that. Go ahead.
It's ridiculous.
No, I'm just saying, what if he's like the son of Boba Fett now that Michael B. Jordan,
Oh, God.
That would be... Oh, my God.
That
It just
would
makes-
be interesting.
No, because
though.
I wouldn't like that because it just makes everything smaller again.
That's
The Star Wars
true,
universe
but
is so big.
Before, we would never consider that Finn was a Fett. Never. But if that would be a possibility now if Michael B. Jordan is Boba Fett. It really would.
Yeah, no, it's
speculation,
interesting. Like there's always a possibility.
Yeah. But I wouldn't want that to be true, though. I wouldn't.
C3GO pulling out these crazy speculations.
All right, well, moving on to the second rumor in the same article. It also the rumor also explains how Finn possibly knows how to use a lightsaber, saying that the First Order military apparently believes in making use of more quote-unquote civilized weapons than just blasters, and that Finn's military training involved a few lessons with lightsaber-esque weapons and shields. This kind of goes back to the original Ralph McQuarrie concept art from the original trilogy, which had pieces of stormtroopers with lightsabers.
Oh, nice.
So do you like the idea of stormtroopers possibly training with lightsabers, even if they aren't force sensitive? Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense because first of all, what if like a stormtrooper comes across a Jedi? You know, maybe they're not going to be as skilled as a Jedi with a lightsaber, but maybe they can, defend themselves with the sword. And soldiers don't just use guns. Especially in the Star Wars universe, it would be cool to see. And it would totally explain why he's wielding a lightsaber at one point in this movie.
Or his capabilities of doing so.
Yeah, exactly. And then that would make me feel better about him not being a Jedi. Like you're saying, you don't think he is going to be. Now I don't think he is going to be either. I wanted him to be, but if we're going to have not a lot of Jedis, but we're going to have Rey.
Eventually we will.
And Kylo Ren with Force-sensitive main characters, So I'm totally fine with Finn not being Force sensitive, but being able to use a lightsaber. Because if Daisy Ridley, Rey is going to have the staff, which supposedly has a lightsaber at the top, if it's the staff we think it is, then we're not going to see our main hero with the traditional lightsaber. So why not, the second hero have the traditional lightsaber and have experience with it and able to fight with it? So
maybe that explains why Daisy Ridley or somebody else possibly gives Finn the lightsaber.
It makes sense. And yeah, I could, I've said this before, but I could, she's already going to have the staff. She's going to open up BB-8 and get the lightsaber and look at it and throw it to Finn and say, here. And he's going to catch it.
Are those betting words?
Any other what?
Are they betting words? Do you want to make a bet on that?
I can make a bet that this happens scene for scene, but something like that.
All right, Gio, what do you think?
Okay, so the way I'm taking it, this rumor teases the possibility of stormtroopers having lightsabers.
Lightsaber skills, like they're training with them.
Okay. During their training, they're trained. Not all of them, though, right? Just
not. I think just
few.
like an outlet, like almost like a Black Ops outlet.
Yeah.
Like lightsaber-esque troopers.
I'm split, honestly, because on one hand, it makes the stormtroopers more deadly. But on the other hand, one of the most special things about seeing a Jedi on screen is that the fact that they have a lightsaber.
That they're the only ones that can use it.
I'm with you on that.
No,
it kind of takes away.
I agree with you.
It takes away the special
by giving everybody
feeling.
a lightsaber, it's like, okay, now you're just a Jedi who can push people. But every time you saw a Jedi on screen, it's like, oh, pull out the lightsaber. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. Even when Kanan.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I
just wanted to say go
ahead.
When Kanan pulled out his lightsaber in Rebels Season 1, that was one of the cooler moments.
It's a goosebump moment.
Yeah, it's like
you see it for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I feel on that front. But I mean, whichever way they go, just don't make it too
much.
Don't give everyone a lightsaber.
Like it's only like a certain outlet.
Like if that's the case, then I don't really want to see that team with the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Not yet. Just Finn, and then maybe later on we get to see that special ops team that is trained with lightsabers.
I'm with you guys. I love that I love that they're going back to the original work by Ralph McQuarrie and kind of paying homage to what he did for the original trilogy. But I'm with you. I think lightsabers are for Jedi and Sith only. It's a cool idea and a cool concept, but like you said, it kind of takes away from the magic of seeing that Jedi roll up, open his suit, and pull that lightsaber out. And it's a special moment in Star Wars, and seeing a stormtrooper who are known for crappy aim pull a lightsaber out, it kind of does take away from it. But at the same time, here's a possibility: what if these stormtroopers are being trained, and when they pass their training, they become Knights of Ren?
Ooh, that is.
If they pass like an obstacle course,
that is interesting.
Kind of thing.
Well, just like they're at the top of the game, like they've learned all they can learn, and they
have to take
and the
some type of
award
test.
or the upgrade is they're now in a Knights of Ren.
I'm for that.
Like maybe that's where the Knights of Ren come from.
But they're not going to have Force abilities, though. Right?
We don't know that the Knights of Ren will have Force abilities.
Well, wait. Yeah. Then that means Kylo Ren.
What if he's training them?
Yeah.
Jake.
He's digging deep. He's digging deep. Woo. No, that would make sense. It totally would. And there's rumors going around that when we first jump into this movie that Finn is rolling with Kylo Ren.
Like what if that's why we see him with a pack of stormtroopers all the time? What if they're in training with lightsabers?
And then, I said this from the beginning. I think Finn is gonna hate Kylo Ren. Like,
yeah, I think something happens between them.
I think he's with him when they torch down that town or whatever, and then that's when Finn bounces. He's like, I can't do this. I'm not gonna kill innocent people and ruin towns.
Well,
and
how do you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And then
we'll
he's been trained by Kylo Ren, and that would make it so much better for when they fight. Because what are they like? The best person to fight somebody is someone who's been trained by them, right? So that would make sense. Why with my speculation, where I think Finn and Kylo Ren are going to fight at the end of Episode 7, because he's going to be defending Daisy Ridley as she's escaping with her staff. So that's just all speculation on my part, but that would make sense why he could have a chance to keep up with them in a fight. It totally would.
I wouldn't bet that we're just like 150% off on what we're thinking.
Oh, I know, right? We're like
which
totally
is so great,
off.
though. It's just so good to think about. Did you have something to
speculate? God, what was I gonna say? What is that little?
Too much going on.
What is that little clip from the first teaser tie-in where Finn is looking down, breathing hard, and seeing like
as he takes the helmet off?
Another Imperial ship blowing up other stormtroopers. It's like, is that Kylo Ren?
I don't know. Oh wait, who's in the ship?
Yeah,
I think Finn's in the ship blowing up the landing gate from the ship. I think he's in the TIE fighter.
Oh, for
that scene. I think that's him in the scene shooting at the stormtroopers.
Oh,
escaping.
Oh,
I think that might be the opening scene of the movie.
Him escaping. That makes sense. Wow.
But so
Jake the Wise.
So, real quick, moving on to the next rumor, kind of ties into what we're talking about, of possibly Finn being trained or whatnot. But the third rumor in this same article is reporting that Finn supposedly is the prodigy of Captain Phasma.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that rumor.
Which might explain, as why she takes interest
in chasing them down.
Well, not only that, but becoming part of the story. Like that might be a side plot where she's chasing him down, and that's kind of where Kylo Ren comes in, where Domhnall Gleeson's character comes in, and that's when Daisy Ridley and that's why all these people are chasing Daisy Ridley and Finn and all these people. But if he is her prodigy, does that make Captain Phasma a legit lightsaber user? Not just a chrome trooper?
I think she could be one of those stormtroopers we're talking about, but she's a chrome trooper that has been trained with a lightsaber but is not force sensitive. I could totally see that. And we know she can use a sword from Game of Thrones. So.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Gwendolyn Christie, come on.
She's a
I've
badass, dude.
That. Like, you cast her,
and it looks like there's a lightsaber on the top of her
talked about
gun,
the picture,
too.
Yeah.
Well, wait, you guys just sold me on the idea of Finn being Kylo Ren's prodigy.
I know, and now we're talking about.
Now you want
I know.
How many prodigies?
I don't know. Maybe they all have the same training, So like,
what if?
Well, wait.
How about this? I'll say this real quick. What if Kylo Ren and Finn were brought in at the same time? They grew up together. Kylo Ren was taught by the Knights of Ren. Finn was trained by Captain Phasma, and then when Finn leaves, Captain Phasma brings Kylo Ren in because they're friends, get information.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a possibility.
Total speculation.
Speculation. Wasn't Kylo Ren Han Solo's?
We don't know.
We don't know. This is all speculation.
So now we're saying that Kylo Ren as a kid went to the.
Well, what if they meet when they're older then and they become friends?
I mean, it's all possibility.
But then that wouldn't make sense because Finn is training with the Empire, and Han Solo and his family is trying to stay away from.
I think Kylo Ren left. I think Kylo Ren left his family when he was really young. Not like too young not to remember, but
I think like high school, teenager age.
Okay,
yeah,
so
and he left to go with the New Order.
So if Finn leaves,
and then him and Finn meet then.
Yes,
while they're teenagers.
And Captain Phasma is. They're higher, ranks above them, obviously.
Like the team lead, she's the boss.
Maybe she's the boss of that team we're talking about with the lightsabers.
Yeah,
how much older is Phasma?
We don't know.
Kylo?
I mean, they could just.
Well, if we go by Gwendolyn Christie's actual age, they can play late 30s, early 40s.
She's older than Adam Driver, right?
Leader,
she'll be at least 10 years older than Driver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff to think about.
Just make it make sense.
We'll go back to the original rumor. What do you think about Finn possibly being Captain Phasma's prodigy?
I think that'd be cool. I mean, it would
it tying into her coming into the story.
If she is indeed trained, if she's good with the lightsaber, then it would make sense why he's using a lightsaber. Same thing with the Kylo Ren thing.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I mean, as long as they give us lightsaber daggers, you know, that'd be cool.
Daggers?
Yeah, why not? You have swords, you need daggers. Start having some knife fights. Maybe.
Lightsaber knives and stuff.
Yeah,
you can't bring a knife to a lightsaber fight.
Well,
exactly.
You know, smaller lightsabers. You know, it's.
How about lightsaber ninja stars?
There you go.
No, let's not go there, man. Come on. All right, well, moving on to the next topic. So Domhnall Gleeson, who is playing General Hux in The Force Awakens, has finally spoke out about his villainous character. While doing an interview for his latest movie, he kind of delved in a little bit deep into his character and what J.J. Abrams thought of him, as J.J. described him as Mersiles, I think that's how you pronounce it, Mersiles. And then he also talked about his excitement for the film and what attracted him to the movie in the first place. So Gio, let's start with you. You read these comments. Anything that stands out to you? What do you think about JJ's description of the character? Does it change your opinion of him? Anything?
I like that he's merciless.
Merciless. There we go. That's how you say it. Okay.
Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah. Mersiles, merciless, whatever.
Qui-Gon getting pronounced merciless. Anyways.
I thought it was like a Star Wars word.
No.
Some language that we don't understand.
I mean, I buy it. It gets me more forward to seeing Domhnall Gleeson play this, you said merciless General Hux character. Yeah, like, give me a ruthless badass. I mean, for all we know, General Hux could be the son of Grand Moff.
No, not everyone has to be a descendant. But I was just going to say, he reminds me of Grand Moff.
Yeah.
One of the best characters in Star Wars.
Do these comments wash away the idea of him being related to Luke or any Solo anything? Like, is he a brand new character?
I think he's a brand new character because, I mean, merciless, like...
That's deep.
Yeah, that's pretty deep to be a Solo.
Darth Vader was merciless, and he's a Skywalker too. So,
but he had
it could be like that.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, anyone can turn to the dark side or like become evil. You know?
I have nothing to back it up, but I'm gonna say General Hux is a new character, and I see the words Harry Potter on here.
Oh, he was.
Well, he played.
He was
a
Ron's
Weasley.
older brother.
He played a Weasley, and he compared the set.
He was the twins.
Sets.
I was gonna say
he was the twins,
like
right? Wasn't he? Or no?
No,
the
he
other
was the
one.
older. He was the older.
So they had
one.
an older brother.
There were two older
twins.
ones. He was one of the older guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He wasn't in it very much, but he was in it.
Is he the one who dies?
No, Fred died. Or
one of the brothers died,
one
right?
One of the twins died.
Yeah.
But
That's
moving on
sad.
from Harry Potter, we're talking about Star Wars, guys. Come on.
I was gonna say Domhnall Gleeson looked like
Look out for our Harry Potter
like a
podcast.
Weasley.
Well, no, he talks about his experience of walking on the Harry Potter set and how it's similar,
like how special it was.
Yeah,
you know?
and he talks about how, how it differs is that he has the gear on, and he has stuff. He has the stuff he says, and he's like, "Oh God, I'm actually doing this. This is great. You know, this experience. You know, all this kind of stuff." So anything, you know.
So he's getting all sweaty on set.
Basically, I mean, do you like how excited he is about the film and the set and everything?
You know? I mean, I'm glad you're excited. You know, don't be like Daniel Craig and getting all angry about getting on set,
smashing windows and stuff.
Yeah,
slitting wrists.
Yesterday's podcast, guys.
Yeah. Jacob, what about you? What do you think about the comments?
Oh man, I love them.
Yeah.
And I was the one who was saying that I think that
he's related
to the Skywalkers, but this totally cancels that out. I don't think he is, and I like that. I'd like that I hope it's the only ones related to somebody is Rey and Kylo Ren. That's it. Nobody. I don't want anyone else to be a descendant of anyone. So, and just aside from that, he reminds me. I feel like he's a younger version of Tarkin, like someone who's building up to be what Tarkin's status was, you know. So
yeah.
I would like it because he's a great actor, especially earlier this year in Ex Machina. And I'm excited.
The guy's on the rise, man.
I'm excited to see him because he kind of plays the same character as far as I've like in About Time, in Ex Machina. He's the quiet, reserved, nice guy, but I'm excited to see him play a villain. Like, he's merciless, Jake.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Qui-Gon?
No, I'm excited. I wasn't really like, I didn't really have any expectations for his character, but now I'm excited for his character because I've been watching the original trilogy like over and over again when I go to sleep at night, and I'm like, Grand Moff Tarkin is becoming one of my favorite characters. So he has a similar type of role, or he becomes something similar like that. I'm all in.
I'm with you. You said it word for word. I totally agree with everything you guys said. I do think that he will be a Tarkin type character in this. I think that he will be working directly under Andy Serkis's character, who will act as the Emperor in these films.
I don't think we'll know who he is until episode 8 or 9.
Yeah, well, I'm crossing my fingers that we already know who he is.
Yeah.
But I think that he will be very villainous. I think that he's going to do whatever he can to rise the ranks.
Here's the thing, I don't think he's going to be Force sensitive at all.
I don't think so either.
But if he's not, he has to have somebody who's like protects him at all times. Like, I'm telling, because otherwise Rey can just go kill him like that, you know? He's going to have like Tarkin had Vader, you know? So he's going to have somebody, if he's so badass and he's going to be, you know, one of these main villains, he needs somebody protecting him.
I think that'll be Phasma.
Yeah,
I think Kylo Ren will still I think Ren will be involved. Yeah, but I think he'll almost be like he's gonna be like rogue outlet.
He's gonna be doing his own thing like most of the time.
Like, he'll still be working under them, but I think he's like the rogue outlet, like the side of the First Order that people don't like per se. And I think that Phasma and Hux will be working under.
Little possibility. What if they're both? What if Phasma and Hux are brand new characters, but they're related? That would be interesting.
That would be
like brother and sister. Yeah. Like, she's his older sister.
That would be interesting.
And then that would make it so like she's not his bodyguard, but she's gonna protect him because that's her little brother. But not. I don't want them to be Skywalkers or Solos or anything, but just like a separate group of new characters that are brother and sister. I think that'd be cool.
Not bad, Grandma. Yeah, I like that. We'll see, guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's many things to come. We still don't know a ton about the movie, and you know, as we get closer, hopefully we'll know a little bit more.
And Tarkin's son.
I wouldn't want that either.
Even though the name Tarkin, but he's Hux, bro.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to we're done with our official The Force Awakens news. We're gonna move on to episode 8, and I apologize ahead of time for absolutely butchering this name, but reports are coming out that actress Gugu Mbatha-Raw.
That's the best you can do, man.
Has been cast or is in final talks for the female lead in Rian Johnson's episode 8 film. She's previously been seen in Jupiter Ascending. Not good, yeah.
Okay, what else?
But she's also in the upcoming Concussion with Will Smith.
Okay.
I think she plays his wife, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But I guess she's on the ride. Oh, she was also in Beyond the Lights, the film that got pretty good reviews last year. So she's been cast in a female lead role or in final talks. And, initial thoughts. What do you think of the casting? Do you like her? Have you liked anything you've seen her in so far? What do you think she'll be playing in the movie? Jacob, let's start with you.
So I have never seen her act before. So I've never seen her in anything. Was Beyond the Lights that movie about the music artist?
She had the purple hair.
Yeah,
she was the lead in this, yeah.
So I have no idea what to expect, but I'll say one thing: she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's very, very beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Go look at her IMDb picture. She's gorgeous. So I'm not gonna mind watching her on screen for episode 8.
Especially in a Star Wars movie.
Easy grandma.
Other than that, I'm going to reserve judgment until I see Concussion, which I'm really looking forward to, and that's a movie where we're going to see her chops. We're going to see if she can actually act.
She's also in a movie, The Free State of Jones, with Matthew McConaughey, the Civil War movie.
Oh, is she?
She's also in that.
Did that come out yet?
No, it comes out next year.
Oh,
and
really?
She's also in the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
So she's got one out in the next couple years. Plumette?
Is that a character we know?
Who?
Plumette in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I don't recognize that name, but... Anyways, yeah, so, I mean, I buy it because, even though we're not even buying or selling, but I'm down for up-and-comers getting a chance to work in these big properties. So
yeah, I'm gonna echo a lot of what Grand Moff said. The projects that she's gonna be in, Concussion, The Free State of Jones, Beauty and the Beast, these are all.
Joe, did you see Jupiter Ascending?
I have not.
I didn't see.
She's in a very small role.
Yeah, okay.
It's
So
something
you
not
can't
really to
even-
go off of.
enough
The
to
movie,
even-
if we're gonna get anything to go off of, it would be Belle and Beyond the Lights, because she
Okay.
stars in Belle and she also.
I'm
leads
interested
Beyond
to
the
see
Lights.
Beyond the Lights. Maybe I'll check it out just to get.
I'll probably be checking out
to
now that she's
gauge
been
where-
cast in it,
because
for sure.
you kind of want to see more than one role to get a feel for
Get
her
an
acting.
idea of, But okay, so I buy her involvement. I have nothing. I can't not buy her involvement because I don't have anything to go off of. So I put faith in the Lucasfilm, but I'm just concerned in final talks for a female lead. Oh, not the female lead. I was
For
gonna
A
say-
female
female
lead.
lead.
A female
I
lead.
was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Where's Ray going?
Now,
Is that
is
what you're
this the
asking?
role that they were talking about a few months ago? That
With Maslany?
with like Gina Rodriguez.
Yes.
This is that role.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So then it's not. Wasn't it rumored that was going to be Han
It was
Solo's
rumored,
daughter?
but that's not going to happen. I don't think it's
Unless isn't the woman in the comics that is supposedly Han Solo's ex-wife or something? Isn't she dark skinned?
gonna happen. She is.
So is that a possibility, or did we find out that that's
Well,
not his real
I
wife?
haven't been able to read that far yet.
Okay.
But I'll say this. What if she is... I'm not saying she's related to, but what if she plays the Lando role that he played in the original trilogy? Where he got introduced in five.
Oh, just in the sense where she becomes
and
a
then she
beloved
became
character.
a beloved character in 5 and 6, but she's in 8
No, that
and
would
9.
be cool. I'm all for that. I'm all for that, but I don't want her to be related to Lando though.
Yeah,
I don't think she
Don't-
will be.
don't
I don't.
make
No.
me
I don't think she
mad.
will be at all.
I mean, if anything, she looks more like Mace Windu's daughter. If Mace
You know
Windu-
what?
Mace
I
Windu had a
wouldn't.
daughter.
I wouldn't mind that actually. I would not mind
Lando's
her
daughter?
being related to Windu. I wouldn't look. Like I said,
I think she's too young for that.
but it doesn't have to be his daughter. It could be his
Yeah,
granddaughter.
true,
It can
true.
be his step,
But
not
Mace
his step,
Windu
but
was so Jedi forward and was so against the idea of Jedi breaking the rules.
But I'm
and-
just saying, she's not even gonna really know who Windu is. She's just gonna have the name, and she's gonna be
True.
force sensitive.
Very
I'm
true.
just saying. So we want the Star Wars universe to grow. We don't want everyone to be related, but I'd be okay with a few here and there, spread out, not 5 characters.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
in the Force Awakens. So if we meet her in Episode 8, and because here's why, because we're gonna want to meet more Jedi eventually, and this kind of it's no secret Star Wars wants to be more diverse as far as giving females bigger role and other races other than white bigger roles. So that would check all the boxes there, and it would be kind of cool to see another what if you had 2 main characters as female Jedis? We've seen so many male.
That's what I've been hoping
characters.
for since the announcement of
Exactly.
Star Wars.
So I'm down I'm down to meet a male Jedi as a hero along the way too, but if her and Rey are 2 main characters and they're both Jedis, that'd be awesome, I think.
Good for Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think that there's not much to go off of because I haven't seen her a ton, but I'll definitely be checking it out. But as of now, I'll totally buy it just because she's obviously gorgeous, and from the lead role she's had, it seems like she's crushed them so far. I mean, the movies have gotten pretty good reviews from what she's done, so I'll definitely buy it. And as for what role she plays, I really do hope that she becomes a more prominent character, but that she isn't related to anybody, because I do want the Star Wars universe to open up a bit, and I think it's a bit of a
she
time
could
to
be a
do that.
Jedi and not be related.
Yeah,
to
I think it'd be very cool too, and.
Or what? What if Finn is a new character not related to anyone, and
She's
her
related.
sister or
She's
something?
she comes out of
and
nowhere.
he maybe, I don't know, who
I
knows?
don't know. Between them being siblings and General Hux and
yeah, there's enough family stuff already going
siblings and
Yeah.
Kylo
Watch,
Ren
I'm
and
right
Rey
about all
being
of them.
siblings. and,
Damn, Jacob was right.
on. All right, well, moving on. Staying with episode 8 and Rian Johnson. Recently, Benicio del Toro was out talking about his film Sicario, and he was asked about Star Wars, of course, because he's been cast as a kind of sort of who knows villain role. We don't really know yet. Maybe villain role. But he was asked about Rian Johnson and the working of Star Wars with him, and he spoke very highly of him. He goes on to say, is going to bring a cool sci-fi realism, if I may say that. I love his film Looper, and I just like talking to him about the film. He's one of those new talented people in that Star Wars is hiring to infuse the franchise with new steroids. So real quick, thoughts about his comments. Does it give you faith about what Rian Johnson is doing with the film? That actors and actresses are saying very high stuff about him, what he's doing. Gio, let's start with you.
Yeah, it's never a bad thing to have an endorsement by Benicio del Toro. And can I just say, like, after you described his character, seeing him play that role in Sicario gets me so much more excited.
The sort of bad guy, but also has good traits to him.
Very dangerous.
Yeah,
Very dangerous. I'm excited to see that. Yeah, so, I mean, as far as answering your question, yeah, it gets me much more excited. And Del Toro with Rian Johnson, I have to see what Rian Johnson did with Bruce Willis, who is far from his prime, it's like, this is awesome. I can't wait to see. And I like that little metaphor, new steroids into the whole thing, illegal. Yeah, so I buy it. Yeah.
Jacob?
All right, so let's say that Michael B. Jordan is not Boba Fett, all right? He's not. Do you remember the first Padawan podcast? You and I speculated that
I said that
Benicio del Toro could be an older Boba Fett if he survived.
Well, he definitely looks like a clone.
He looks exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And one of my main concerns was he's going to be too old to be involved in the action. Nope.
Not after Sicario.
Not after seeing him in Sicario.
Yeah.
You don't have to do much to shoot a gun. And what does Boba Fett do? He shoots his gun. I don't know how that would work. Whatever. You can just say that they are the same race, but I don't know. But if it is Michael B. Jordan, then that would kind of take that out of the picture. But I would be totally down for that. Or even, it doesn't have to be Boba Fett, but even if he plays some type of assassin or some type of badass, like, I kind of want to see him in action now.
Well,
I don't want to see him just like as a giving orders.
The way he's described it so far, he basically saying that it's a character who fights for himself, who will go with any side as long as it benefits him.
That kind of sounds like Boba Fett.
Like a villain who will be a villain if that's the side he ends up taking, but could also
Isn't that
be a good
weird?
guy.
Because that's exactly what his Sicario character was.
Yeah.
And Josh Brolin's character even said he works for whoever.
Maybe that's why he
let
was
him
sought
loose,
after for this role. Maybe that's exactly why they went after him.
Dude, I'd be down for him being just a brand new like bounty hunter character. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think Boba Fett would be really cool.
Or what if he's just a clone that has survived this far, not Boba Fett,
like an old stormtrooper?
Because I've been watching Clone Wars and they actually dive into the clones and they let you get to know them, and like they're all different ages, and the older ones are like more mature. And so what if because that would be a very interesting story. What has one of the clones what have they become? Like if one of them has survived this long, how has he dealt with his whole life being a clone? Like that would be very interesting.
Well, Rebels 2 dives into that a little bit too.
Do they?
Rebels Season 2.
Yeah,
3 clones from the series Clone Wars come back into Rebels.
Are you serious?
They're from the Clone Wars series.
Love that,
Rex
man.
and his crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Rex,
yeah.
man.
It's pretty cool.
I probably know what you're talking about, but I forgot.
Wait, is Rex in season 1? I think he is.
He's at the end of season 1. He shows up at the very end.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but he's in season 2 for sure.
But I just like the dynamic between the clones
yeah.
in the Clone Wars.
It's pretty cool.
Because you would think they just focus on Anakin and Obi-Wan and Padme, but they don't. They focus on the clones a lot. Mm-hmm. So if he's just a clone that has survived this long, I think that would be the most interesting type of character to explore.
For sure. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the comments are awesome. I love what he says about Rian Johnson, too. That he's going to bring a really cool sci-fi realism, kind of building off of what J.J. Abrams has done with the practical effects and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, Looper is one of the best time-traveling movies in the past decade.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it's sci-fi at its best, so it's a great thing to go off of. Also say, I check out his movie Brick. Really, really well done. It's a smaller movie, but it's really well done. Going off of comments about Rian Johnson, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is really good friends with Rian Johnson, almost like Abrams and Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
He was asked about a possible appearance in his favorite director's movie after appearing in all his films so far. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes on to say, "Of course, I knock on his door every day and I'm like, am I in the movie yet? Am I in the movie yet? Dude, no, seriously, dude, it's important to me. I want to be in the movie." And Rian Johnson goes on to say, "We'll see." So would you want to see JGL in a Star Wars movie? What do you think about his comments? Do you like the kind of almost Abrams Peg-esque relationship these two guys have and the playfulness they have with each other? Jacob, start with you.
I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He is one of my favorite actors. I mean, I'm young, so I would say of all time, because I've been following his career. I remember when he was in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Angels in the Outfield, dude.
Yeah.
Angels in the Outfield.
I've been, like, I was a kid watching him in that movie, like, and, like, I watched him. Wasn't he in that show, Third Rock from the Sun?
He was also in that movie, The Lookout.
Yeah, and he was in... my most memorable thing from him is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
Like with Heath Ledger, yeah. So, he's one of my favorites, and I loved his movie, Don John. One of my favorite movies of the last couple of years. But I don't want him to be in Star Wars, though. Because...
Why?
Well, here's the thing. If it's a little cameo, like Simon Pegg's going to have in...
Or his face isn't even
in episode 7, then I'd be down for that because... But for me... JGL is such a recognizable face. Like it's going to take you out of it. Just like Simon Pegg said, my face is so recognizable. When you see me, you're going to say, "Oh, that's Simon Pegg." You're going to be taken out of Star Wars.
Like Nathan Fillion did with James Gunn in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
Something
he played
like that.
an alien, you didn't see his face.
Just for fun, just so Joseph Gordon-Levitt can be like, "Yeah, I was in Star Wars."
Yeah.
But also, do you remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt was one of the rumored names for young Han Solo, which I wouldn't really want that either because the same situation. That's JGL. It's not Han Solo.
I think he's too old for that.
But that was one of the names thrown around though. I remember. So, and it was a rumor, obviously. But I love him, but I don't want him to have a prominent role or even be recognizable in a Star Wars movie.
Gio.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do want to see him in the movie, just because him and Ryan Johnson their one movie together was pretty great.
Yeah.
But
well, he's also in Brick. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Is he the star?
Yeah, he leads in Brick.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there are 2 movies that
I think he's in every Ryan Johnson movie he's done so far.
So everything he's done with Ryan Johnson.
He probably learned some directing skills from Ryan Johnson too, and he did a great job with Don John.
So. Right. So yeah, I mean, if he wants to be in episode 8, why not put the guy in the movie, put him in the CGI.
I wouldn't even mind if it was his face in a small role. Like,
well, this is what I'm thinking. So what if, it's the First Order, General Hux or Kylo Ren or something is walking around the base and they get handed some papers and it happens to be JGL.
Oh, that'd be
something like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Like he drops some papers on desk or, he fires the ultimate weapon for the base or so just something small like that where you do see him just so he is in the movie. Or would you rather just not see his face, kind of like what Nathan Fillion did?
I'd be cool with him being like an alien or something, or like not Boba Fett, but like maybe a bounty hunter with his mask on,
like a motion capture role or CGI role.
Yeah,
like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Cool. Well, okay. So moving on, we're done with our movie news for today. We're gonna move on to our comic book rundown. Unfortunately, Jacob and Gio have not been able to catch up on the Star Wars comics yet.
I've been reading them though,
and
I'm trying to catch up.
And so I'm gonna run down Star Wars and Darth Vader issues 4 and 5.
You're such a nerd.
Yeah, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I actually had this conversation with someone yesterday about this. It was really funny. And but as for Darth Vader, we left off with Vader meeting Captain Aphra for the first time. The young prodigy tech geek who kind of helps him in a way with some stuff. And this time Vader, so Palpatine has, or Sidious I should say, has basically, they're on the outs with Vader. He's on the outs with Vader. And he's trying to find someone who basically is going to replace Vader at this point because of all the stuff that's gone down with the rebels and everything like that. And so Vader's on his own mission, kind of off on the side. And so he's now trying to build a side army in secret just in case he needs it. And Aphra takes him to Geonosis where the droid factory is from Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And they go there. They meet the almost like the mother alien from the Alien movies. She looks like that.
Oh, okay.
Who is the leader, the queen of these creatures. They end up getting, he ends up killing her. They end up getting their droids and whatnot. And that kind of leads, it's all set on Geonosis. And then it leads into the next issue, which they get basically beamed, and a ship finds him, and it's Palpatine. Well, we don't know until the end. He has these bioengineered Force users with lightsabers, and he's testing to see if they actually will work. And they go up against Vader, and then Palpatine's end up walking out, and they go confrontation and whatnot. So basically, the two comics are a culmination of Vader versus Sidious, and Vader finding his own army in secret and doing his own agenda and keeping it away from Sidious and kind of backing off. And then Sidious kind of brings these Jedis or these future Sith along to fight Vader, see if Vader's still worthy and stuff like that. But moving on to Star Wars, the more interesting stuff, these two issues were much more interesting to me because Vader returns to Tatooine.
Oh wow!
And so does Luke. It's after the whole factory thing that went down in the first couple issues, and so Luke, he ends up going off on his own because he doesn't feel like he fits well with the team. Like he needs to go do his own thing, find who he is. And so he goes off, and this is where we meet the possible, supposedly wife of Han Solo. This is the issue.
Oh, okay.
And so it ends with her announcing, "I'm Han Solo's wife," but in between, Vader's with Jabba the Hutt trying to find out who Luke Skywalker is, where he lives, and all that kind of stuff. And Luke is also almost doing the same. He ends up on Tatooine. And then it also has Boba Fett in there asking questions about Luke because Vader sent him after Luke as well. And then the new issue, or issue 5, it goes into that. Luke ends up on Tatooine finding Obi-Wan's house. Vader, and we'll also has the stuff with Han Solo's wife. I don't want to spoil any of that. I want you guys to see that as it goes. But the issue actually ends with Luke fighting Boba Fett.
Wow.
In Obi-Wan's house.
That's awesome.
Damn.
So it kind of leads, and this is the issue that leads into the Obi-Wan issue.
So remind me again, this is in between 4 and 5?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
these events?
And,
okay.
So Star Wars number 5 is the issue right before we get the Obi-Wan issue.
Okay, and that's obviously a flashback.
That's a flashback to when right after he dropped off Luke.
Okay.
On Tatooine.
Awesome.
So I mean, I highly recommend checking
like right
it out.
after episode 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, it's kind of
a little bit after.
It's a little bit afterwards.
Like,
he's been a hermit for a little bit.
It's the closest time
He's
to
been
it.
By himself. Yeah. I mean, I highly recommend checking them out. I know they're expensive, but
I'm getting there, man.
They're worth it. They're really good stuff, and it really, I mean, they answer a lot of questions to what the Star Wars universe has left us in the past, especially like in between episodes 4 and 5 and stuff like that. And going into the Obi-Wan stuff is cool because we get to revisit this character, one of the most favorite characters of all time in the universe.
Yeah,
he's my favorite.
Yeah, so it's really cool stuff, and there's really cool stuff that they can possibly bring into the new movies, just like teaser stuff. And seeing guys like Vader and Boba Fett work together, going after Luke and all this kind of stuff is really cool. So we're going to move on to our final segment of the day. The past couple episodes have seen Jacob and Gio talk about their open mics and their open discussions. So today I'm going to take the turn to do it. And I want to talk about The Force Awakens and a poll that came out over the last few weeks. There was a poll that said that The Force Awakens by fans is that they expect The Force Awakens to be the best Star Wars movie of all time.
Wow.
And I'm wondering, does that take away from what The Force Awakens can be, and will it disappoint fans because the anticipation is so high?
Go ahead, Gio.
Yes, because as history has taught us, when expectations are at an all-time high, it sometimes doesn't deliver. The Dark Knight Rises.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
Avengers Age of Ultron. Spider-Man 3.
X-Men United. Oh, no, X-Men 3.
X-Men 3 United.
The
Last Stand.
X3,
Oh,
X-Men
X2
United.
is X-Men United, right?
Oh,
It
yeah,
is.
you're right.
X3 is The Last Stand.
The Last Stand, yes.
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
And
So-
it goes on and on.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. I mean,
Return of the Jedi.
Wait.
Hey, watch it now. Watch it now. Those are fighting words, son.
Hey.
I loved Return of the Jedi. Don't get me wrong. I just
think
think it's the weakest of the original trilogy.
we could say Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
That's true. coming off the trilogy, yeah, definitely.
So, Gio, does this scare you? Like, is it possible that because of the anticipation that The Force Awakens can possibly not do as well as expected? Critic-wise or review-wise, per se, with audiences?
No, because for me, The Force Awakens just has to be better than the prequels.
It just has to be good, basically.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone, you know? Like, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know?
As far as we know.
As far as
I'm just kidding.
Jesus, Qui-Gon, man. But yeah, you know, just be better than the prequels, okay? Which isn't asking for a lot, and I should honestly be asking for more. But you know, I'm not greedy. We're getting Star Wars for a long time. It's in good hands.
Very, very good hands.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I have faith in them. If it's not the colossal success, then okay. But was it good? Was it really good? Was it great?
Did it make you believe in Star Wars again?
Yeah. So that's my take on it.
Jacob?
So wait, fans' expectations are that it's going to be
fans
the best
are expecting
Star Wars
this to be the best
ever.
movie, the best Star Wars movie of all time.
Like, all right, so people need to hold their horses for a second. You can't just assume that because you're going to get disappointed no matter what. You know, these, for the time, especially for the time they came out, and they still even hold up today, the original trilogy are great movies.
My favorite of all time.
There's only 3 movies that I would probably legitimately give a 10 to, and 2 of them I've watched recently. What, Usual Suspects?
A 10, really?
And Toy Story 3.
Oh, Toy Story 3 for sure.
And the
Empire Strikes Back.
No, Star Wars: A New Hope.
Oh,
That's my favorite movie of all
man.
time.
It's a great movie.
I actually made my top 10 movies of all time list the other day, and A New Hope is my favorite movie of all time.
It's a great movie.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite Star Wars character. So I'm just saying these movies are so beloved. So if you're going in expecting, especially if you're a huge Star Wars fan and you're going into expecting to like it more than your favorite Star Wars movie, you need to hold your horses. I'm not expecting The Force Awakens to be better than my favorite movie of all time, A New Hope. I'm not. That's unrealistic. But am I expecting it to be on par with, you know, maybe a movie like The Avengers, like just quality wise and it fitting to?
Well, The Avengers.
No, I'm just. That's true. No, you're right. Maybe that's not fair. But I'm just saying, like, you know, A New Hope is more beloved than Avengers. Like, it's just.
Yeah, oh no, for sure.
It's
no,
just.
I hear what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, like, even if it's just as good as, let's say, like X-Men: Days of Future Past, something that quality, you know, then it's gonna kill box office wise, and just the fact that it's a Star Wars movie, it's gonna elevate people's rating if it's good, you know, even if it's just good. But I would, if I was a betting man, I would put my money on it being great. I think you got the right guy directing it. You know, J.J. Abrams hasn't disappointed in a long time, and everything, they're taking such care of this. I don't see how it could end up being anything less than really good. So.
I'm with you. I completely agree. I think it's in fabulous hands, not only with J.J. Abrams, but Kathleen Kennedy has done such a great job of putting a Star Wars brain trust together and really making sure this property is taken care of for years to come. And, you know, it does scare me a bit because people are their expectations are so high. And I get it because, I mean, I love the trailers just as much as you guys. They're fantastic trailers. The most recent trailer made me cry, for God's sake. So, if I was to say anything, I would say don't expect it to be the best Star Wars movie of all time. Expect it to be better than the prequels. Yeah. Expect it to be the best Star Wars movie you've seen in 40 years. I'll say that. Or through the last 15 years at least.
Exactly.
And, you know, I've personally heard and read that J.J. Abrams has absolutely done it right, and he's created the Star Wars movie we've always wanted from the original trilogy. So there's definitely high hopes, but the poll, it scares me a bit just because fans are, so high on it. And I mean, well, I understand why. It looks beautiful so far. Everything about it is so positive.
Well, if you think about it, if it is great, this is what we're getting. We're getting, let's say we get a Star Wars movie with like near the quality of the original trilogy. Maybe not as good, but closer to as good as the trilogy than as bad as the prequels. Because even though they say they're going to use a lot of practical effects, there's going to be a lot of CGI and special effects in this movie.
Well, there has to be.
Don't be fooled, people. There's going to be a lot of special effects. So we're getting
Hollywood.
If it's good or it's great, we're getting a Star Wars movie with the quality of the original trilogy, with the visuals and special effects of better than the prequels. So just imagine that. Imagine if the prequels were great with the same visually stunning effects. Like, we're getting something potentially even better than that if the movie's great.
Well, think about this too. I'm not saying that it's going to be, but think like as we walk out of the theater, or a couple of days afterwards of watching The Force Awakens, and critically and fan wise, it's absolutely like adored by everybody, like every single person. That means we would be getting one of the best movies of not just Star Wars, but of all time.
Yeah.
All time. Because The Empire Strikes Back by many people is considered one of the best pieces of film ever made. Think about that. Like,
I think
that's crazy.
I think it's going to take time for us to even, like, you can't judge the movie, like, within the first week that you see it.
No,
because
for sure.
we're going to be on such a high.
Like,
don't be surprised if I just don't even talk after we watch the movie.
The three of us, we're going to be looking and staring and just be like, what the hell? This is unbelievable.
I guarantee.
I'm going to be stunned.
I'll be crying probably, dude.
I can't freaking wait, man.
Even if it's not good, we're going to walk out the theater thinking it's
I
great.
enjoy watching.
For sure.
I enjoy watching the prequels because no matter what,
I'm going to watch them right before I watch The Force Awakens. That way I'm so happy with what I saw.
Well, Christian Harloff from Collider Video, Schmojno, he said it best. The prequels, they're still Star Wars.
Yeah, like they still give you that giddiness.
It's still Star Wars, and for us, we're in our lower 20s.
That's what we grew up with.
We grew up. I mean, obviously we watched the original trilogy when we were younger, but like we were kids. We were 10 years old when the prequels came out. So imagine, like, if you were 10 years old and you see those movies, you love them, And part of me still loves the prequels. Because it's nostalgia, man.
Well, it's what we grew up on.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that.
There are quality things in the movies. I recently wrote a review for Revenge of the Sith, and I gave it like a 7.5.
Well, I think it's actually a very good film.
I think I might have even given it an 8, but the other two I didn't get higher than a 7 for me. So I recognize their flaws, but I still love them. And that just goes to show, even if The Force Awakens isn't as good as the originals, I'm still gonna love it no matter what, because it's gonna be better than the prequels. I can guarantee. I'll put $100 on it right now. It's gonna be better than the prequels. There's no way.
Put $100 on that right now.
I'm with you. I think it will be better than the prequels. Whether it's the best Star Wars movie of all time, we still have to wait and see.
Yeah, debate.
Just like Jacob said, do not get your expectations too high, because you'd rather be moderately happy than disappointed. So that's that. Any final questions, comments about Star Wars, anything we saw today, anything you'd want to see in the coming weeks? Maybe the next time we do this, we'll be seeing a trailer.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So the trailer's rumored to come out on
October
the 19th along with the ticket
9
sales,
days,
right?
Yeah.
Man.
We might have to do a little segment of Padawan Podcast that day.
I think if a trailer drops, we're going to do
like a 10-minute, 15-minute thing where we're just reviewing the trailer.
Exactly. Yeah. Trailer reviews. So
awesome. Well, look out for that. We'll definitely be back. Look out for the trailer. It's supposed to drop October 19th. And look out for the Force Awakens ticket sales. We're supposed to be out the same day. That'll wrap up our show for today. Before we go, Jacob, Gio, where can they find you online? Gio, let's start with you.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Jojo Ramos24. And I'll hold off on that last one because this could be our last.
Yeah, we'll see. We have some big announcements coming soon. but we're working out the details. Basically, we're kind of gonna merge both of our sites together because we're all working. Jake, Gio, and I. You know, Gio and I. We started Movie Talk Express. Jake has apocalypsemovies.com. So we just decided on this, so we're still working out all the details, but we're definitely going to be merging the sites together as one. So pretty soon you might not be coming from calling ourselves Movie Talk Express. So just look out for that. But anyways, you can find me, Grand Moff Bartley, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at Jake Ryan Bartley. You can find me anywhere on the web, Jacob Bartley, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. This same YouTube channel, no matter what, we're keeping this same YouTube channel. So subscribe to it. Anything helps, and hit that like button if you're already subscribed, please.
Definitely give a like to that YouTube channel. We'll definitely keep working on giving you guys these videos. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of pictures soon. We're going to try and work on that too.
Oh yeah,
instead of just the audio stuff. As for me, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at @JakeBerlin, Facebook and Twitter at Apocalypse, and apocalypse.wordpress.com. And as for us here at the Star Wars Podcast, may the Force be with you.